welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about a new topic here at Little Learners because it's going to be a part of our newest unit. So for the whole month of September and this last bit of August, which is where you're seeing this, we are going to be talking all about having and needing a growth mindset. So with a growth mindset, there's a lot of different topics that go into it, like empathy and persistence. But to start us off, you need to know what a growth mindset is in general, because you can't learn about the parts of a growth mindset if you don't know what the whole thing is. So what do you say? Let's get learning. I have a growth mindset. So right under here, as you can see, I have two little guys, Jim and Josh. So Jim has a closed mindset, and Josh, he's a growth mindset or an open mindset, but today we're going to be calling it a growth mindset. So with a closed mindset, Jim says things and does things like he avoids challenges, he ignores feedback, he sticks to what he knows, he says, I give up, and he gives up very, very easily. But Josh, with a growth mindset, does and says things like how he desires to learn. He tries new things. He gives full and complete effort, and he builds abilities. So when we think of those two things, you know which one you want to be right out of the gate. I want to be and have a good growth mindset. Why would I want a closed mindset? But just generically, us as humans, we have those closed mindsets, closed with that nice lock. But us ourselves have to think and be that nice open or growth mindset. So with a growth mindset, you are open to learning all the time. You are ready to let those little pebbles of knowledge come into you. You think you learn from mistakes, you give full effort, and you are ready to learn. You take criticism very easily, you take it in, and you absorb it completely and fully, using that knowledge to let you learn a bit more. But with that closed mindset, you kind of are like a shield. You just block everything away. You don't care about that. You have one thing in your mind, and that is it. You just want to get stuff done. Now, none of us want to have a closed mindset, but just generically, us as human beings have that closed mindset. We're that natural shield. I don't want things in here. No, 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 no. I am going to give up easily. I'm just going to get rid of that. But we want that growth mindset. We want to take stuff in, and we want our minds to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow day by day, don't we? So with a growth mindset, we desire to learn, we give full and complete effort, we try new things, and we build our abilities. So by desiring to learn, when our teacher is up there, or if you're watching one of my videos, or your parents are teaching you something, you are saying, oh, okay, that's great. I'm going to absorb this. I'm going to use the knowledge I get from that, and I'm going to use it in my day-to-day life. By giving full and complete effort, you aren't worrying about what your grade or what your check mark or whatever that is going to be is. You're worrying about, did you do your best and did you do that? And you give that effort each and every time you do work, even if it's the littlest or simplest thing. When you try new things, you give abilities that typically you wouldn't do. You say, oh, okay, maybe you hate ziplining and you don't like heights, but you're like, okay, I'll try it. It's not dangerous to me, so I can do it. And you are taking that risk, because we're going to learn all about risks and do a whole growth mindset video on risks, but there are good risks and there are bad risks, and we only want to take those good risks, and that's also what it is by trying and doing new things. You're trying and doing things by taking a little bit of a risk. And then you're building your abilities, just like building blocks. You are thinking, okay, if I build this on top of each other. So when we're learning something, for example, math or reading, you can't learn the next thing if you haven't already learned the first thing. And when you're learning, especially right now, you are learning the basics. You are learning the base of your abilities. And soon you're going to be building that up and up to be able to learn higher and better things. So right now, I assume you all are learning addition, subtraction, maybe even multiplication, division. But through all of that, you are learning simple little tasks that are going to help you throughout your learning. Now, up here we see some words. We see G-R-I-T. Now, who can tell me what that spells? Don't raise your hand. Don't do anything like that. Just think of it in your head. G-R-I-T. G-R-I-T. Okay, I bet a lot of you have it. Raise your hand if you have it. Okay, I can see some hands up. Not all, but that's good, that's good, that's good. Now, what I want you to think about now, and I'm gonna give you a 5-minute, little 5-second timer, is what do you think that GRIT means? Now, let me tell you, GRIT means grit. Now, what do you think grit stands for? We're gonna talk about this in a second, so don't rush too fast. Don't feel like, oh, if I don't know this, I'm gonna get persecuted. I'm not gonna know it, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna go over it, don't worry about it. But just think about it as hard as you possibly can. Put on your thinking helmets. Okay, so now I hope you've all thought about what GRIT means. Now let's talk about it. So grit, or GRIT, means G stands for goals, GOALS. R stands for resilience, RESILIENCE. I stands for intention, INTENTION. And T stands for time, TIME. So when we talk about grit, we're going to go through each of those 4 categories: goals, resilience, intention, and time, and what they mean and how we can use them in our day-to-day life using growth mindset to help us be bigger, better humans and students and friends and all of that. So G stands for goals. When we set goals, today we're going to talk certainly about academics, but in general we can set goals. When we set a goal, for example, say you want to get down your addition up to 10. You don't know it yet and you really want to get that. So you say, okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna set that goal and I'm gonna work as hard as I can. Ask my teacher. I'm gonna watch Miss Mulvey's videos from Little Learners. Shameless promo. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna ask my parents to help me. I'm going to do extra worksheets. I'm gonna do any and everything I can to get that in. I'm gonna set that goal and I'm gonna get it. And when you get that goal, you feel good, you feel strong, you feel powerful, and you're ready to push yourself to the next thing. And that is a building block to giving you a complete and full knowledge of something. So that is our first thing, goals. So we want to set, we want to achieve, and set some more goals. Then resilience. When the going gets hard, we go a little further. That's what resilience means. So, for example, say you're writing, you've been writing for so long, but you still feel like you're not hitting that writing goal. You feel like you aren't writing the best you could possibly be. You aren't writing as fast. You aren't doing what you know you can do. So we're not going to have that closed mindset. You're not going to say, okay, I'm going to give up. This is too hard. You're going to use your grit, your R grit, and use resilience. Because you have resilience, you can push through, and you're going to write your very hardest, and you're going to do your best until you can get it done. I, intention. You're going to work with intention or intent to be and do your best. So if you're working and you're doing it and you're just kind of doing a sloppy job, you're not working with the intention or the intent to do your best. You're just trying to go through the motions. And in that moment, you're going to have a closed mindset. We don't want that. So you're going to work with the intention and the intent to do your absolute best all of the time and give complete and utter effort. And last but not least for T is time. You're gonna give as much time as is needed. Now, I'm not saying work 7 hours on one piece of writing because you aren't doing your best. No, that is like way too much. What I mean is you're not gonna give up after doing a minute of it because it is too hard. You're gonna use your resilience, you're gonna use your time, you're gonna use your intent, and you're gonna use your goals, and you're gonna use your complete grit and growth mindset to do your best and get it done in a timely manner. And that is always the goals. Now that we've talked about a growth mindset versus a closed mindset, and we've talked about my favorite, grit, let's do our quick reminder like we are going to do throughout this whole time. And then, so whenever we think of grit or growth mindset, you can think of this quick little saying to make it a little easier. So up here we see grit, and over here we see this little girl, and she says, I have grit. And throughout our growth mindset journey, we're gonna see this little girl a lot. She is awesome, and her name is Lola. Lola is awesome, and she helps us out with a lot of growth mindset topics. So she's gonna be here a lot helping us out. So let's say, hi Lola! So let's all say it together. Hi, Lola! Because now she's going to be a part of all of our growth mindset lessons. Who's excited? Give me a quick wave, some jazz hands. I'm excited. Okay, let's say our grit saying and then I will let you all go. Because I want to do this in a timely manner using my grit. Okay, let me stand up and I'll do this all with you. I have grit. G-R-I-T. I have grit. Grit, grit, grit. G-R-I-T. I have grit. Oh yeah! Okay guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to see you guys along on this new journey of growth mindset. Make sure to tune in next week for growth mindset lesson number 1. I love you all. Mwah! Little learners out.